If you're new here, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. You won't want to miss out on all our deep dives.
That's right. We go deep into the good stuff.
We sure do. So today we're diving into the world of online entertainment. More specifically, all the buzz around MrBeast's Beast Games on Amazon Prime Video.
Yes, Mr. Beast.
And how it's kind of competing with the new season of Netflix's Squid Game.
It is interesting how they both dropped at roughly the same time, almost like Amazon and Netflix are in their own little battle. For our attention, of course.
Yeah, for sure. What's interesting to me is both of these shows are all about competition and winning big, but they come at it from totally different angles.
Very true. You have Mr. Beast, Jimmy Donaldson, of course, the king of YouTube, known for his crazy stunts and giving away tons of money.
Yeah, and then Squid Game is more like, it got all those awards and it takes this dark look at competition and what makes people do these things.
Well, Mr. Beast is insanely popular on YouTube. I mean, his videos get viewed by millions and millions of people, and his formula, crazy challenges and giant prizes, it clearly works. People love it.
Yeah, no doubt. But can that translate into a successful streaming show? I mean, the early reviews for Beast Games are kind of all over the place.
Yeah. Some liked how big it was, but thought it was kind of shallow.
Not much depth.
Yeah, and some even said it was just straight up dull and focused on the worst parts of humanity.
Wow. That's harsh.
It is.
I will say, MrBeast has been promoting it like crazy, though, even saying it broke something like 40 Guinness World Records.
Yeah, I saw that, but I think some of those records were literally created for the show. Most money given away in a first episode. I mean, how do you even have a record for that unless you just make it up?
I mean, it's good marketing, I guess. Gets people talking.
Oh, absolutely. Speaking of getting people talking, Squid Game Season 2 came back after 3 years, and the hype was real. I mean, Season 1 was just huge. Blew up everywhere. People were shocked by the violence, loved the social commentary.
So everyone's wondering, can they do it again? Can they live up to the hype?
Well, the creators said they didn't want to just do the same shocking stuff again. They focused more on the characters and digging deeper into what the winner went through, the guilt and trying to stop the whole thing.
I did see some critics saying that by not doing all the crazy action and suspense, they lost what made the show so unique.
Yeah, they were maybe scared of the backlash about the violence, so they went too far the other way.
So here we have these two shows, both dealing with competition, high stakes, but in completely different ways and getting completely different reactions. It'll be really interesting to see how they both do in the long run.
For sure.
But before we go deeper into the specifics of each show, let's step back for a second. What is this whole thing, them both coming out at the same time and all the hype? What does it say about us? About what we like to watch?
It does seem like we're really drawn to these stories of regular people in crazy situations competing for big rewards.
Yeah, whether it's the spectacle of Beast Games or the social commentary of Squid Game.
Yeah. Something
about these competitions just grabs us.
And maybe, just maybe, these shows also reflect our anxieties about money. Can we move up in the world? The pressure to succeed.
Because it feels like it's getting harder and harder.
Yeah. Yeah, it is interesting you say anxieties about moving up in the world because they both kind of show that, but in totally different ways.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Beast Games is all about that American dream, winning big through luck and skill.
Right.
It's like regular people competing for this giant prize.
Yeah.
Anyone could win, no matter where they come from.
Totally feeds into that fantasy that you can suddenly become rich. Anyone can move up. And it's appealing, especially now when things are so uncertain money-wise.
Exactly. And then there's Squid Game. And it takes that idea, that fantasy, and flips it, shows the dark side. Those contestants, they're desperate. They have all this debt or pressure from society.
Yeah. And
it pushes them to these games.
For a lot of people, moving up is just not realistic. It feels like the system is working against them.
And this season we see Gi-hun. He's the winner from season 1, but he's really struggling, even though he's rich now.
Yeah, his story's so interesting. He's got all this money, but it shows that he's going to fix everything. He's still dealing with what happened, all those people who died. And him trying to stop the games, it's like he's rejecting the whole system, the thing that made him rich in the first place.
It's a powerful message for sure, especially when you compare it to how Beast Games is all about celebrating winning.
True.
But even Beast Games has its problems.
Yeah.
That Rolling Stone article, it talked about all this chaos behind the scenes during filming.
Oh, yeah, I read that. It sounded intense. A lot of pressure on everyone, the crew, the contestants, people saying they didn't get enough food and water and that they were pushing them too hard just for the show, the spectacle of it all.
Makes you think, how far is too far? When does reality TV cross the line?
Yeah, that's a good question. Like, if people are being put in potentially dangerous situations just for a chance to win money, are we, the audience, are we part of the problem by watching?
Especially when a lot of those contestants are there because they need the money.
They're hoping for a big win that'll change their lives.
So maybe they don't see the risks or the ethical problems because they're focused on the prize?
Right, and it's kind of ironic because the whole point of the show, the focus on winning and beating everyone else, maybe that just makes the inequalities worse, even if they're trying to show them.
It's like a contradiction.
Yeah, it's complicated. And it brings us back to the big question, what are these shows really saying about us? About how we view money and competition and success?
Are they just showing us what's already happening in society, or are they influencing us, making us think it's okay to win no matter what?
No easy answers to that. But it's something to think about as we watch these shows, as we're entertained by them.
Yeah, it's wild how these two shows, Beast Games and Squid Game, they both look at this whole idea of getting rich, but in such different ways.
Totally. Beast Games. It's all about the spectacle and luck. That whole, instant millionaire thing, very much like the American dream, right?
Yeah, rags to riches. Everyone loves that story.
And it lets us escape a little bit.
Yeah.
You get caught up in the challenges, the competition, and you imagine what it would be like if someone's life changed just like that.
In a snap.
Yeah.
But then you have Squid Game, and it's like, hold on, that dream can be messed up.
Right. It shows you the dark side.
The contestants are there because they're desperate. They have to risk their lives for a chance to get out of whatever mess they're in.
And even if you win, there's a price. Gi-hun in season 2, he's got the money, but he's broken.
Yeah, he is.
He's dealing with the trauma, the guilt of surviving when so many others didn't.
It makes you think, what's success really worth? Is it worth losing your humanity, your empathy, just for a chance at a better life?
Big questions for sure.
Both shows, in their own way, they hold up a mirror to us, to society. Beast Games is like, hey, look at this shiny stuff. You could have this too. While Squid Game is more like, wake up. This is the reality for a lot of people.
It's interesting how they both tap into this anxiety we have about moving up in the world. With the rich getting richer and all that. It's no wonder these stories about regular people competing for huge rewards resonate with us.
So as we wrap up our deep dive today,
Yeah.
it makes you think, right? What are we taking away from these shows? Are they just entertainment? Or are they making us think about our values, what we want out of life, and how the world really works?
I think it's up to each of us to decide. But by talking about these things, by looking at the ethical stuff and what the shows are trying to say, even though they're just entertainment, I think we can learn a lot about ourselves and the world we live in.
Well said. So to everyone listening, thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive. We hope this got you thinking and that you'll keep exploring these questions. Keep diving deeper, everyone. Until next time.